Hi, my name's Maurice Turzo. I'm from Jim's Building Inspections and Jim's Construction, as you can probably see. This is a Porter Davis build that froze once the company went under, and I've taken over this job. It's basically a rescue build to take it to completion. Now, it started here with a building inspection, which was for insurance purposes. The owners were basically paying rent. So what we just chose to do was to still pursue the VMIA, probably with legal representation now, and at the same time get this back underway. So I reactivated the loan for the people with a NAB and the building permit, and so now we're underway. Everything was basically built for lockup. Even the joinery was in, but we had like roofs missing. There was no roof to the alfresco, no roof to the garage. Why you would leave the metal roof portions of that out when the main house has a metal roof, I don't know. Maybe it's for claim purposes. So the first thing we wanted to do was to get the roof on. Obviously, there was all the drainage and downpipes weren't complete. So basically, the rain just fell around the house, and I'll show you where it actually cracked one of the brick pillars there to the alfresco because of settlement. And this is basically because the water was concentrated around the brickwork and led to these defects. So we've had to put the flooring protection down just to make sure that we don't do any further damage. It's one of the main things. The joinery was okay. There were bits and pieces missing, but we've, funnily enough, the joinery company also went bankrupt. I'd say because Porter Davis went bankrupt. So we've had to find another cabinet maker just to finish off the bits and pieces. But this was basically complete, just small defects, and the owners wanted certain things that weren't done their way, so we're doing that as well. Obviously here there was lots and lots of plaster defects, and now we're up to the painting stage. So what we've done is we've used the trades that were there before, and I've done this as a cost plus contract because this allows the owners to do work themselves because they want to save money until we see what happens with the insurance claim. So Mark, is it Mark over there?
Yeah, Mark.
That's one of the owner's mates who's doing the painting for him, to give you an example. MJC painting. All right, so this is the alfresco area. So you can imagine this had no roof on it, and all the timber, I don't know if you can see up there, was starting to get deteriorated. So first thing we had to do was to make right all the timber frame because, the plumbers wouldn't put a roof on it if it wasn't right for the roofing. So we got the roof on quick smart, the guttering, the roof over the garage. A lot of water was coming into the garage, causing damage, and since then Matt and some of his friends have been doing the plaster work themselves. This is the beauty of a cost plus contract. I'm only going to bill them for what costs I run up plus a profit margin, so they can throw themselves into it and save money whenever they want. Right, well, I'd imagine that all the other Porter Davis clients would have had their inspections done. Not sure what's happened to all those clients, but the way I've seen the VMIA treat it, if you're not going to get back to people with a figure, I mean, it's a valid insurance policy. Why aren't they giving us a figure? How can the people accept a reply that's got no number attached to it? So I've had legal advice and I believe that's illegal. So now we're going to take them on and see if we can get a number out of them. So these people know what their budget is. Like we've exhausted the funding at the bank. I've got them, I had to submit a fixed price for the bank. This is the complication because they won't loan out on a cost plus. So I've done that, but we're going to be charging cost plus, which we hope to be well under that, obviously with the owners doing work. So that's how I've navigated my way through. All the other people, I don't know. If they've accepted the VMIA figures, I would have thought that's not right. There's money left on the table. But if people are in this situation, they should call me. I can see what they've got, what position they're in, whether they've accepted the claim or not. If they haven't, I suggest they call me or someone like me. So this is what we call step cracking, that sort of defect, which is where if you get a bit of settlement under the slab, and if you've got water lying around uncontrolled, that's typically what happens. Now, this hasn't gone too far, we can probably just patch that, but you know, that's getting close to where it could turn into a structural defect. And if you leave a building like this part complete, this is what happens. So with this without a roof, you see how the infills above these sliding doors is all open. So without a roof, all the water was just coming in and just trashing the inside of the house, just because there's no movement by the insurance company to settle. There's just no movement anywhere. So that's why we lost patience and just got into it again, because this was just going to get worse. So if the VMAA was disputing this, I was getting close to doing another defects inspection, which added to the last one, because they won't do anything. Yeah, roofing on, that protects all the other building elements. No downpipes, no roof, can't progress it till the roof's on, then we can finish the cladding, get the plaster up, electrical fit out happens, and the roller doors are coming this week. For some reason, the plaster work wasn't finished. There were patches and holes everywhere, and I'm not sure why, whether it was a dispute. So the owner and some of his mates basically have done the patching so we could keep going again with the painting and to keep moving, because you know, we want to get all the electrical fit off done, plumbing fit off done, the appliances are on order now, things like that. So I've prepaid for everything, so we almost get preference now, because I want these people in before Christmas. You see that seat there by the window? Believe it or not, that was constructed with just normal plasterboard. So the first person that stood on that would probably break his neck because he'd fall straight through it. So they didn't even put flooring on a seat. So God knows where the supervision was for this project. And there's lots of things being redone, and I'll take you to another one, the main bathroom. So this is the main bathroom of the house. For some reason, there were cracked tiles here. The boarding using on the walls was not AquaCheck or a water-resistant product. There was waterproofing that was missing, and the shower base, it had some sort of a foam setup which we weren't familiar with, which we had great concerns about, so we've stripped that out and started again. So basically this was a shambles, the main bathroom, and you can see here we're doing the last bit of retiling. Now that we're on the first floor, you can see the garage roof that we've installed. You could imagine the amount of water that was going down into the garage, trashing all sorts of materials that were stored there. You could imagine. So now that the garage roof is on, we can finish the cladding. You can see here there's a little bit of cladding left to do, which again I believe the owner, who's quite handy, is in the concrete formwork business, so it's right up his alley. So he'll finish that off, get it painted, and keep moving to get them in.